Happy Sunday! Hello everybody. So I'll go ahead and warn those of you who are coming on first. I have a new phone. Casey dropped hers and shattered the screen, and so it was time for all of us to upgrade on our iPhone forever. So we all went and got new phones, so hopefully this is gonna work. Hey Jen, yeah, so we got our first notification. That's awesome. So yeah, hey Ozma, hello, how are you? So how is everybody? Oh, and Casey is here. Yeah, awesome. Okay, so we have, and hey Mary, so we all have new iPhones. We got them on we're on the iPhone Forever plan, and hello, my Christy. Casey dropped hers. She was getting Alyssa out of the car, and she had to choose. Am I gonna save, hey Cheryl, good to see you. Am I gonna save Alyssa or am I gonna save the phone? So she chose the baby, you know. We think that was a great idea. Hey Carol and hey Angelia. And yes, hey Joyce, hello there. So she chose, hey Claudie, so she chose to save the baby instead of the phone, and the phone, yeah, didn't make it. Hey Diane and hey Darlene. So we all have new phones. Hey Mary. And so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, this is already great. This is the very first time that I have tried Facebook Live on it. Hey Susan and hey Kathy. It's the first time we've tried Facebook Live on it. Hey Mindy. Yeah, and Mindy says, need this tonight. Me too. I need it every week though. And hey Kim and hey Liliana. So it's the first time trying it. So again, fingers crossed. Yeah, hey Sandra from Dingman's Ferry and hey Sybil. So hopefully this is gonna work out. Hopefully the new phone's gonna do well. It's been a little weird trying to get used to it. Hey Angelina and hey Gail from Texas. So it's been a little weird getting used to it. Hey Melissa, it's an iPhone 8 Plus, I think, if I'm saying that right. Casey, hey Janice and hey Beth. And one thing I had not thought of, hey Betty, was I needed to back up all of my messages. So I have all of my pictures, but I do not have all of my messages. Hey Joanne and hey Carol. So anyway, fingers crossed this is going to work well. Hey Tracy, and hey oh, thank you Sandra. Sandra says you look great. Okay, I look sweaty. That's what I look, Sandra. Thank you very much. Yeah. Oh, and Mary says the video is real clear. Yay! Oh, and there's Casey. Hi Casey. Hey Cindy. So hopefully this is the thing, you know, hopefully this is the one. Hey Lynn and hey Tina. So hopefully this is, you know, anyway, hopefully it's going to work well. So I need to say a couple of things. Hey Renee and hey Dina, especially with all of the hey hellos, and hey Sherry, this is, oh, and Irma said, hey Irma, and she says this is her favorite hour. So yay, 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 yay. And Casey says Alyssa is excited that Nona is on the phone. Hello Alyssa, hello Lilybug. Hey Lacey, oh good, Sybil said it's very clear. Yay, yay. Yeah, and hey Gladys. Oh good, Mindy says it's very clear. Awesome. Hey Colleen. So when we went to get them, and hey Bonnie, when we went to get them, that was my only concern. Hey Sherry, was when Casey and I were looking at the cameras, I turned it around and I was like, oh my gosh, you can see every wrinkle. Hey Popsicle, you can see every wrinkle, you can see every dent, you can see everything. And then right before the chat started, there was a commercial for that Crepey Race stuff. And Dorothy Hamilton was on there and I was like, I think I have crepey skin. Anyway, yeah, so the clarity on this, yeah, okay, good. So I'm glad it's clear on your end. And Cheryl already had to jump off and get on her phone because her laptop was buffering. But anyway, so I have to make, sadly, I have to make a disclaimer, and I haven't had to make a disclaimer in weeks. So this is our first full week back from Disney, and it is hot. It is hot. And so, but I have to make a disclaimer this week, and I just hate it that I have to. Hello, Barbara. Oh, and Casey, in case you didn't see this, Mary wants to know where you got my purple backpack. Yeah, and hey Jody. So I have to make a disclaimer this week. I have not made the disclaimer in weeks and weeks and weeks. I don't even know how many weeks it's been because everybody has been super happy, super just hello Mary, super participatory, if that's not even a word, but everybody's been in a great mood. The comments have been great, and we've been getting great, you know, reactions for everything. But I had a Debbie Downer this week, so I feel obligated to make the announcement this on Sunday night. So today is July the 29th, and it is Sunday. And right now, this is a live chat. And I'm just gonna say, on the new iPhone, the hearts and the thumbs ups are, it's not freaking me out, but it's a little bit weird. Hey Kathy, they come floating across the screen like this. They're like, I don't know, it's weird. They're popping up over here on the side. I kind of like it. So it doesn't block what you all are saying. So yay, thank you all for the love bucks. But anyway, so today is July the 29th, and it is Sunday, and we are live. So if you are joining us here on Sunday night on July 29th, we are live, and thank you all for the hearts. So we're live tonight. If you are not joining us live, so if you're watching this later on Facebook, and you can just watch that, you can watch it in a couple of places on Facebook. Hello, Rosie. Either on our Facebook page, which is where we're doing the live chat right now. You can watch it there later, or you can watch it in our closed group, or I posted in a couple of other Weight Watchers related Facebook groups. So you can always watch it there. Yes, and Lacey, I did get a new phone. So, but you can watch it there, or we will post it on Facebook. And Dusty's doing something weird. Anyway, he's making a weird noise over there. And hello, Diane from St. Louis, Missouri. But what was I going to say? Hello, Kathleen. Anyway, so when we post it later on YouTube, hello, Lisa. Yes, last meeting of July. You're correct. You're correct. And hey, Kathleen. And Becky, I'll have to come back. Oh, wait, let's see. Give a big shout out. Farmers Market Saturday. Oh, and Dax had a booth. Yay! I'm sorry. I'm going to sidetrack for a second. Becky went to the farmers market, must be in Alabama. Saturday, Dax had a booth, and she told them that we gave a big shout out. Yay, awesome. I love them. So did you actually get to meet them? They are awesome. And hey, Janice, yeah, awesome. Yeah, I literally cannot wait to meet them in person because I have only chatted with her on Instagram. So Tracy, I am getting to the disclaimer. So the disclaimer is that hello, Jennifer, that this is live when we're doing this here. So if you're watching this later on Facebook, or if you're watching it later on YouTube, this was live. This was an interactive chat. So tonight, while we're here, and Angelia said that about Romper Room. Don't get me sidetracked again. Sally can tell you all about that. And hello, Susie. So while we're doing this live on Sunday night, this is interactive. I am going to be saying hi, hello to people. I am going to be answering as many questions live as I can, or chatting with people. So if that bothers you, if you're watching this later and it bothers you for me to say hi, hello to people, then maybe you should have just joined us live. Or if it really, really bothers you, you don't need to let me know. There's really no reason to let me know that you didn't like this format. So if you did not like this format, I will kindly ask you just to move along. Actually, I wrote myself a note, and my note was that this was a live chat. I will be saying hello. It will be interactive. If you are not joining us live and you don't like this format, please quietly back away and go watch something else. I donate my time, a whole lot of time, for this, and I love interacting with my egglets. So I love interacting with my egglets. Love it. And so please don't whine or complain. If this isn't for you, don't whine or complain. Hello, Loretta. So if it's not for you, you really don't need to whine or complain, because it's my chat. It's my time. I'm donating it, and I'm not going to change the format. So if you don't like all the hi hellos, you just need to go on. There's plenty of other people to watch. There are plenty of other people to watch. And yes, Carol Lou, seriously, someone complained. Again, it's been a long time since anybody's complained. So but they just need to mosey on down the road. There's plenty of other vloggers who will talk at you and not with you. So I'm sorry, this is interactive between us. So I'm gonna talk with you. I'm not talking at you. So that's the disclaimer. The disclaimer is, if you are watching this later, if you're watching this later and you don't like this format, move along. You don't need to tell me. You do not need to announce that you don't like this format. Just keep going. And Lacey lost another 1.4 this week. Awesome. Okay, so for the most part, you all love this. Yeah. So I love you guys. And for the most part, you all love this. Well, you all do, the people who are here live. So I think they are probably just grumpy because they didn't make it live, maybe to a live meeting. So, but anyway, so I haven't had to make that announcement in a long time. And Joanne's right. She says they can get to stepping. Yes, they can. Yes, they can. So, because I don't know. I love this format. It wouldn't be a meeting. It wouldn't be a meeting if I was just talking at you all. So, hello, Jackie. Anyway, so if I do not get to you, if I do not tell you, hey, hello, and you wanted to say hi, please go ahead and say hi, and y'all are most welcome. But please do go ahead and say hi, and I will look at them later, and some other people will say hello to you. And if it's your first time joining us, please let us know that it's your first time, because we would like to say hello and welcome you to our little group. Hello, darling. So we would like to welcome you to our group if you're new, even if you're watching this later. So if you're not watching this live, if you're watching it later on Facebook or on YouTube, go ahead and let us know if it's your first time. Hello, Susan. And, we'll say hello. So everybody that is here live with us tonight, though, would love to say hello to you if it's your first time. So give us a shout out. Yeah, hey, Sherry. Okay, The last two chats, hello Patricia, the last two chats are not on. Let's see, Kathleen says, finally on my way down, took 6 months. So you'll have to explain that. Oh, and it's Sherry's first time here, and it's Cherri, 2 R's. So everybody tell Sherry hello, and it's Patricia's first time here, so everybody tell her hello. Whitney's been in the group for a while, but this is her first time live, so everybody tell her hello. See, we have lots of new people, and it's fun to be here live, right? Because you can talk to each other. Okay, so the last two chats, chat number 80 and 81, and hello Cindy, it's Cindy's first time, so everybody welcome Cindy as well. But the last two chats, it's chat number 80 and 81, are not on YouTube yet. They are on Facebook, but they are not on YouTube yet. There is some kind of there was an update for the MacBook thing. Yeah, the computer that we use. So there was an update on that, and apparently that update caused only Facebook Live videos that when you download them to be able to put them into the YouTube format. So I don't know, there's some glitch in the update that makes it so that the audio goes through half of the video, and then like the last half of the video has no audio. So Casey has had to manually upload both of those, and she's splicing them or something. I don't know, she's uploading like the video, and then she's uploading the audio, and then somehow she's splicing that together. I don't really know what that means. She's been wanting to show me what she's done, because obviously I'll have to do it for tonight's as well. But she's been wanting to show me what she's doing, and but we've fortunately have been like super busy at work, so she hasn't had a chance to. She has just done it, but she did go ahead and do that yesterday. Hello Vicky from California. So she did do that yesterday while we were at work. Shh, don't tell our boss. Hello Melissa. Don't tell our boss that she was doing this at work yesterday in between customers. Just kidding, I'm the boss. Anyway, so in between customers, she did take care of that for us yesterday. I just have to get them uploaded to YouTube. So chat 80 and 81 should be on YouTube by tomorrow night. So this one is chat 82. So since I have to do that tomorrow, then 82 might not be on until like Tuesday, but you'll be okay because you can always watch them on Facebook. Okay, so next thing's next, or whatever. Today is Sunday, July the 29th. And again, if you are just joining us, this was a live chat on Sunday, July the 29th. If you want to watch it later on demand, like if you need to come back, if you don't remember something that we talked about, or you just want to check in on something or share it with someone, I would love it if you would share it with someone. Then you can always come back and watch it later on demand, and you can watch it on demand on in our Facebook group. In our Facebook group, you'll just have to go to the video section on our Facebook page. I'm sorry, the page is where we're at right now, the public page. You can just go to the video section, and thank you all for the thumbs ups and the hearts. Those love bucks are much appreciated, much appreciated. So you can do that there, and just find whatever the last chat is. There's also a pinned post. So on our Facebook, yeah, and Irma, it's already shipped. Yeah, Irma's waiting on her Wago t-shirt. She can't wait. It's already shipped. So, and if you want to find out how to get a Wago t-shirt, go to www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and if you look up in the top where the menu is, it has a shop. So, and everything that we sell just goes to help. Of course, we don't sell much, but anything that we do sell goes to help pay for, supplies, hosting, and there are fees. I do have to pay, some people. Casey and I donate our time for this, but I do have to pay some people to do stuff in the background to help with all this. But anyway, so you can watch this on demand on Facebook, and there is a pinned post here on the page that has a running list of the chats, and Casey's got to get the last 3 on there. When those go up on YouTube, then those will be on there. Or you can always go to YouTube, just youtube.com, and search If You Have an Egg. So that's how you watch them on demand if you didn't join us live. If you didn't, we'd love to see you live next week or another time. So we've got lots of ladies in our closed group now that came, and Lynn's exactly right, Wago's rule. So we've got lots of ladies that came from our, that have joined, and thank you, Carol, for posting the website. Lots of ladies that have joined for our closed group from this, and we can also put up a link for the closed group. And Melissa wants to know, what kind of waffle maker do I have? So believe it or not, I have the cheap. I got it at Aldi. I think it was like $9.99. I mean, it is literally like no brand. It's just a waffle maker, and Aldi had them one day, and this was before I even started making the Wagos. I was walking through Aldi one day, and just saw them, and I was like, a waffle maker, it was before Wagos had been created, so I don't even know why I bought it, I guess because it was less than $10. I don't know. I bought it. It sat here, you know, forever. Occasionally made a waffle, but anyway, it's just a cheap, you know, from Aldi. And I've had it like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, and it's been fine. So there's nothing special about it. It's just a regular old waffle maker. Okay. Sorry, Dusty's having a little coughing fit over here, but yeah, and Kathy hasn't had a Wego yet. What? You've got to have one. Wegos rule. They're awesome. They're awesome. Okay, so a couple of updates. If you were following us a couple of weeks ago, you know that I spent 5 days. Anyway, so welcome everyone. And if I miss you, if I miss saying, because once I start talking, if I miss you, and look, Sybil. So once okay, and Ellen wants to know what a Wego is. Someone please explain to Ellen what a Wego is. And Ellen, you can go to www.ifyouhaveanegg.com and you can learn all about them. And we do have a chat for that. Yeah, we have a chat for almost everything. So we do have a chat for Wegos. You can go to youtube.com, go search If You Have an Egg, find us, and then find, I know Carol sees the paperclip, and it's the same one. I forgot to change it to a different color, but okay, all you people that are saying you've never had a Wego, go to the Wego chat. You've got to go watch the Wego chat. It's actually not one of my more attractive chats, but it's because I'm carrying the phone around, you know, trying to do that. So really quickly, because I will stand here and talk and we will not get to our meeting as usual. I know Sybil loves, the paperclip is Sybil's favorite. And yes, Cheryl, there is a chat for that. Cheryl and I have a fun time battling each other, you know, there's a chat for that. But the Wego, I had made a mess out of the waffle iron. I had overflowed what I was making and it was just like everywhere and I needed to clean it up. So it was still sitting on our counter. We live in a loft, so we have 980 square feet. There's not a whole lot of room. And I had made a mess of it, but I left it on the counter. So I was avoiding cleaning it up, and oh yeah, and it does match my shirt again. Look, it disappears. But anyway, so I had made a mess of it and I didn't want to clean it up. And so one morning we wanted French toast, and I was like, because I am not the best French toast eater. And Sherry wants to know how many points are a Wego. Anywhere from, let's see, they're anywhere from 1 to 3, 4, 5, depending on how, you know, how much you want, or how, you know, what you want to put on it. But anyway, so I made lazy French toast on it, and it just went from there. But you'll have to watch the chat for the rest of that, because we do have a whole lot other to talk about. Okay, so go IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, search Wego, or you can go to youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg, and then find Wegos. Or these ladies can help you. But yeah, Wegos are awesome. They are awesome. Okay. So if y'all have been following me very long, you know that a couple of weeks ago, I'll talk about phantom weight gain a lot. So for the new people, I've been doing Weight Watchers almost 25 years now. And as soon as Casey turns 25, then it'll be 25 years. So you all will always know how long I've been doing Weight Watchers based on how old Casey is. So it's a few weeks or like a couple of months after Casey, whenever her birthday is, then that's the rollover for the next year. So she will be 25 in December. And so at some point after her birthday, it'll be 25 years. So let's just say almost a quarter of a century. So I've been doing Weight Watchers almost a quarter of a century, and things just don't, I don't know. I mean, I still get wound up sometimes. You know, I'm human. I'm just like everybody else. You know, sometimes I get carried away. Sometimes I want to, what was it I said earlier this week? Somebody had flipped their wagon, you know, like fallen off the wagon and flipped it over. And I said, I'll have to think what it was I said later, because it actually was, you know, pretty good. So, but anyway, but not a lot scares me, and I still get mad at myself. I still am disappointed in myself sometimes. I still whatever, but I don't know, stuff just doesn't scare me like it used to, because phantom weight gains, like Sybil had a 0.3 pound phantom weight gain this week. Okay, there are years past that 0.2 pounds, you know, like no loss or a huge gain or whatever would have completely just blown me up, and it would have blown me up for days, if not weeks or months. So if you've been around for very long, you know that right before we went on Disney, real quick, Lacey said, how do you keep it off, and how long did it take you to get to your goal? It took me, I'm a 6-time repeat offender, Lacey and everybody. I'm a 6-time repeat offender. So I lost and gained for 22 of the 24 plus years, whatever, 21 of the 24 years, you know, kept losing and gaining. And it wasn't until this last time, till the 6th time, that I actually made it to goal. And it's a whole nother chat. So, but I've been on maintenance now. It'll be 3 years in December. But I still have the same struggles everybody else does. You know, I'm just not, I'm a seasoned, you know, I guess I'm a seasoned Weight Watcher now, so it just doesn't worry me like it used to. So if you've been around, for a while, you know that I did a practice run. I did like a little test on the, a little test on the phantom weight gain. And we really will, I promise, we really will have a phantom weight gain chat, but I wanted to do this little test first. And I did the test, then we went to Disney. So I'm really just now ready to do the, that like the control group part of it, whatever. So what I did was the week before we left to go to Disney, I spent 5 days doing everything I tell you all not to do. So very little water. I was probably dehydrated most days. Too much sodium. Like I put added sodium in everything. A lot of lunch meat, a lot of prepared foods. Ate out a lot. Didn't go over my points, but I used all of my points. I used all of your points, and I used all of her points. I'm just kidding. I used all of my points. I used all of my weekly. So I used all of my daily points. I used all of my weekly points, and I used my fit points. And you know, I don't use my fit points, but for this experiment, I used all of them. So I used all the points that I had, maxed them out every single day. Hello, Kathy. I ate more than 5 servings of fruits every day. Cause you know, I limit myself. You do not have to limit yourself on your fruit. Do not go tell someone, oh, Kelly said you have to limit how much fruit you eat. I did not say that. Kelly has to limit how much fruit she eats. I try to stay at 5 or below. If I go above 5, just based on my historical data, you know, if me, Kelly, not you necessarily, but me, if I go above 5 servings a day on a regular basis, then my trend line starts to do this instead of doing, you know, this. So anyway, did all that, not much rest. You know, I only got, you know, like 5 hours of sleep a night. So the sodium, you know, extra sodium intake, you know, all that stuff. And to see how much I could force myself into showing on the scale. And again, it was a phantom weight gain. So I wasn't panicked about it. I managed to make, and when we do the phantom weight gain chat, I promise I will list all this, but I managed to get the scale to go up 6.8, guys. Oh my gosh, wait a second. Popsicle made gold. Woo, woo, woo. Is that what that said? Because all of a sudden it went like that. Popsicle, is that what that said? I hope so. Awesome. If it is, that's so awesome. Yay, congratulations. So tell me again, because it's all these fruit things came popping up in it, and your comment went away really fast. But okay, so I'm hoping you're going to say that. But anyway, I managed to get the scale to move up 6.8 pounds. 6.8 pounds. You know, hello, Evie. So that was forced. That wasn't real. I did everything I say not to do just to see how much I could get it to go, you know, to go up. And I managed to get it to go up 6.8 pounds. Okay, so yeah, that was a lot. Oh, goal 30 years ago. Yeah, awesome, girl. So, and Tina wants to know what phantom weight gain is. So phantom weight gain is when I promise we will talk about it in depth another time, but I just wanted to give you all a little update on mine. And Gail's been at 47 years. Wow, that's awesome. That is awesome. Hey, Nancy. So yeah, she's been a Weight Watcher. She's been doing this journey with us for 47 years. That is awesome. But anyway, so I promise we will go in depth on phantom weight gain. I'm just trying to encourage you all not to panic about it when it happens, and to know that we are going to chat about it, but to just give you a quick brief update on what I did. So 5 days of everything I tell you not to do. I know Lacey says it would freak you out. Lacey, I did it on purpose. Seriously, I did it on purpose. Then you all know, if you listened to the chat 2 weeks ago, you know that I put myself into maintenance. I put myself into intentional maintenance for the week of hey Teresa, for the week of Disney. So I put myself in intentional maintenance then. And if you didn't watch chat number 80 when we were live at Disney, that one will be up on YouTube tomorrow because Casey had to do all the doctoring for me. But that talks about putting yourself into intentional maintenance, either if you're at goal or if you just need to take a little break, like we were going to Disney. No way was I going to try and lose weight. Okay, so now though I'm back on, so I'm on day 3. I'm finishing up day 3 of coming off of that, and I'm already down, according to my scale, I'm down over 2 pounds. So by Tuesday night when I weigh in, I expect, just based on what I know of my body, I expect to have gotten rid of 4 to 5 pounds of the phantom weight gain by the time I weigh in Tuesday. But you all will have to hang around for the Wednesday wrap-up that will be this coming Wednesday, because I'll give you the update on my stats. So again, quickly, I forced a weight gain just to see how much I could make myself, it's not a weight gain, this is not actual weight, how much I could make myself gain, how much I could make the scale move up in 5 days, and it was 6.8 pounds. I think 4 to 5 pounds of that is a phantom weight gain. I think it's water retainage. I think it's, working out, water that's, held in your muscles and when you're working out, and just a whole bunch of stuff. And we will go over that at some point, but I expect that my guess is 4 to 5 pounds of that will be gone by Tuesday night. And then I'll just have that little bit of Disney weight. So I'm thinking, it's probably about a pound and a half of that, that will be actual weight from Disney. So Tina, real quick, she wants to know what phantom weight is. The phantom weight is when you have done everything right. You think you've done everything right, and you go to weigh in and you've gained weight, or you haven't lost weight, and you think, ugh, really, I did everything right, but maybe you're having some hormone issues that week. Most of us here are ladies. That happens. There are lots of things outside. Of what you're doing for your weight loss that could make you show a gain at the scale that's not really a gain. Like, you didn't actually gain that weight. You didn't add an extra pound, onto your hips or whatever. Bloat. There's a whole lot of things. Anyway, so we'll catch up on that in a couple of weeks after I get my results back, and I'll give you an update during the Wednesday wrap-up. Okay, so everybody who attended, if you've been around, everybody that attended a physical meeting last week. So I got to go back to my physical meeting last week, and it was great. I love Disney, but going in last Tuesday, I was like, hey, here's my people. So I like the physical meeting. And I like this meeting with you because I'm around normal people. And I'm going to stop doing this because we're normal. People who don't eat, people that are eating out of a box all the time, and people who are starving themselves to death, they're the ones that are not normal. We're normal. But anyway, so everybody who attended a meeting last week and who sat their bottom in a chair, let's see a thumbs up if you went to a physical meeting last week, and if you attended with us here last week. So if you went on, if you came here with us last week, or if you did both, let's see some hearts. So it's a thumbs up if you sat your bottom in a chair. And thank you, Barbara. It's 8:30. I know I got to talk fast. Or if you did both, if you attended here and you sat your bottom in a chair, then let's see a heart. Okay, and people who are watching this later, that's lots of hearts and lots of thumbs up. So it looks like lots of people attended a physical meeting last week, and lots of people attended here or both last week. So here are your Bravo stickers. Oh, I did have somebody say that their Weight Watchers said that they were doing away with the Bravo stickers. I say we still use them. I don't know that Weight Watchers is getting rid of them. And Weight Watchers has 2 different entities. It's like Weight Watchers International, and some meetings are Weight Watchers International or owned by Weight Watchers International, and some meetings are franchised. So I don't know. My meeting didn't get rid of Bravo stickers, so I say our meeting doesn't get rid of Bravo stickers. So Bravo stickers for everyone who attended a meeting, physical meeting, or attended with us here. Okay, and just for the new people, some people who are attending here, please be patient with them. They might be online only, or they might be located somewhere where they don't have a meeting. I know a lot of meeting places in smaller towns have gotten closed. We do have a lot of people in outlying areas in the United States, and Wendy says no more Bravo stickers or the weigh-in booklet at her place. Wow, man. Oh well, Bravo stickers. Okay. So speaking of Bravo stickers, you know, Casey's been working on the Bravo stickers that we're going to send you all, that you can use, that you can print yourself, you know, and stick them wherever you want to. You can stick them on your weeklies. You can stick them, you know, ooh, Carol's down 4.4 pounds. Woo, awesome. But she's working on that, but we have temporarily stopped working on them. And Kathy, are you talking to me, Kathy? I just saw one of your first videos today, and you have lost a lot of weight. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Altogether, I've lost almost right at 50 pounds. I waver around 45 and 50. But anyway, so we'll be doing that. But we have temporarily stopped working on them, and we did not finish the chart from last week because I have a new toy, and Casey and I decided together that we were going to make an investment in this so that we could bring you all better quality things that she's doing. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So yeah. And Joanne says the number on the Wego chat, there was not a number. I didn't number them back in the old days. I don't remember what, it was like 50, 48 or 49 when I started numbering them. So you'll just have to search Wego, sorry. And it is in the pinned post. Okay, so anyway, Casey and I have a new toy. I'm scared to take it to work because I'm scared we won't do anything else, but we have temporarily stopped working on the Bravo stickers and on the sheet that we're gonna talk about here in just a few minutes. So we've temporarily stopped working on that because of this new thing that we're going to bring you. Okay, quickly, let's do our questions for this week. I've been trying to answer a couple of questions for people who are not able to join us live. I've been trying to answer a few of their questions on here just, you know, because they can't make it live and they can't, you know, interact with us here. And Susan needs breakfast ideas, super easy, fast, and low point. Anybody have some ideas? Susan, guess what? There's a chat for that. So again, if you go to IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and search breakfast, there is a chat for low point breakfast ideas. If you are in our closed group, Suzanne M in our closed group has her website. I think it's Suzanne Simply Filling Kitchen, maybe. Help me out. Somebody help me out. Anyway, she's got lots of them. And if you like things that are made with oats, or pancake waffle type things, whatever, or like toasty, like kind of French toasty type things. Anyway, hers is really good too. Or the ladies in our group, tons of ideas. Or yes, Sybil, Wegos. You can't go wrong with a Wego. Okay, so I've been trying to answer these you know, questions for people who can't join us live. So one of them this week was what kind of air? Oh, and Ellen wants to know how to get in the closed group. So could somebody help her? Yeah, if somebody can post the link for the closed group, that would be awesome. If not, I will post it after we get done. Okay, so quickly, so we can actually talk about our topic. The first question this week was, or the biggest question this week was, what kind of air fryer do you have? I have a Power XL 5.7 quart, and I suggest if you get one that you get the biggest one that you have space for. Or that you can afford, because we fill ours up every single time. Also, I'm not hoping that mine dies, but if it does, I have been watching very closely. Karen with Dax Spices has a, Kim says, have you seen the Cricut machine? I don't know what that is. Someone, you have to help me out. I don't know what that is. The Cricut to me is a scrapbooking thing that cuts out pictures. I mean, like letters and stuff. But Karen with Dax has been using a Simply Living Products, I think is the name of it. She's been using their air fryer, and they have an air fryer and they also have an Instant Pot, and I can't remember what else they have, but she has had great success with it. I'm watching to see, I've been kind of like living vicariously through her. Again, I'm not wishing death on my air fryer at all, but I've kind of been keeping tabs on hers to see what, kind of how it goes. Anyway, so that's a Simply Living Products. And if you follow them on Instagram, it is, hello Julie. If you follow them on Instagram, it's Dax Spices, and you can see everything that she's been making in her air fryer. Then the next question was, and I made these into one question. The next one was, do I really need one? Really? Do you need an air fryer? Yeah. Do you need oxygen? I'm not trying to be a smart aleck, but yeah, you kind of do. If you can afford one, and if you have space for it. So I have no other appliances sitting out. I do not have a toaster sitting out. I don't have a blender sitting out. I have no other appliances sitting out. I have my Wego machine, which is just a waffle iron. I have my Wego machine, the waffle iron, and my air fryer. That's it. Well, I have a Keurig because you have to have coffee. But yeah, definitely, you have to have an air fryer. If you can afford one, don't kill yourself, but if you can afford one, and if you have space for one, please, 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 you've got to get one. They're so awesome. Hey, Stacy. There is also a chat for that. Okay, then the next one was, and this is a long, long, deep subject that we do not have time for tonight, but I wanted to answer this question very briefly. Please do not distract me with this. And Cheryl, you are here. I am afraid you were going to distract me with this, but maybe you can help me. Maybe you can help me, or if Cheryl and Suzanne, maybe if y'all are both here, maybe you can help me with this. The next question I have is, suddenly, the topic of Simply Feeling has come back up, and I know Cheryl and Suzanne have great success on Simply Feeling, but it's weird. It's like it's just like nobody has asked me about Simply Feeling, and probably since we've started freestyle, and just all of a sudden that topic has come back up again. So the shortest way I can answer this is I think that freestyle, that the new program that we're on, freestyle, is a blend of Smart Points and Simply Feeling. So Simply Feeling was everything, it was simple and it was filling. So if you did or are doing Simply Feeling, it's a different set of no point foods. It's a different group of no point, of zero point, no count, foods. It is very similar, but the things that are no count are not interchangeable. They are not interchangeable with freestyle. So if you see people posting things that are Simply Feeling, please know it is a slightly different program, that you may not interchange these things. Like brown rice would be zero, it would be no count. It would be 0 points on Simply Feeling. It is not 0 points on freestyle. So we can go into a longer discussion about that later, but Simply Feeling was a companion plan to, I think it was a companion, and Susie says there's a couple of YouTubers doing a chat on it, or they're doing it off and on, so maybe that's why it's coming up all of a sudden. But it was a companion plan to, I believe, Points Plus years ago, and I don't know. I think that freestyle is a good blend of those. I was not successful on Simply Feeling. For me, it was too loosey goosey, and I could eat brown rice and whole wheat pasta and eggs until I explode and gain weight. Anyway, okay, and you do get, Lynn's exactly right. When you join, you do get a Simply Feeling booklet too. So, and Cheryl is typing something here. Hello, Allison. So hopefully that's going to explain a little bit, and we will have a separate chat about that. And the last thing is, and then we have to do our actual topics. The last question was, what kind of activity monitor do you use? So until 2 days ago, that was an easy question. So up until 2 days ago, I had a Fitbit Alta, which I love very much, and it has been it's been a great one. I've had no trouble with it. I haven't gotten it wet. I do sweat in it, but I take it off when I bathe. Of course, I never swim in it. Whatever, but it has been a great one. But while we were turning in our iPhones on the iPhone Forever thing, after Casey smashed hers, saving the baby and sacrificed the phone, 2 days ago, I had an opportunity to get, let me see if I can get it to come on. I had an opportunity, and of course it's backwards and upside down or whatever, but I had an opportunity to get an iWatch. Okay, if you notice, I am wearing both of them. And yes, Julie, I know your Fitbit issues. I'm wearing both of them right now. So I'm doing a comparison because y'all know how I like to compare things. So I would love to know. I don't have time for us to talk about it right now, but I will be definitely giving you my feedback on how I feel about these and which one I like better, don't like, what I like and don't like about each one of them. Because they're both going to have their their ups and downs, but as for right now, I'm wearing both of them, so I should have a really strange tan line, but by the end of the summer, because now I've got two monitors on here, and if you notice, I have Toy Story on mine. Okay, so anyway, so person who asked what kind of activity monitor I have right now, I have a Fitbit and an iWatch, and I'll let you know. I'll let you know how I like them. Okay, last week we talked about, so last week, everybody who joined us last week, thank you for your patience as I came flying. I mean, last week I was like, whoosh, came flying in because we had just gotten back from Disney. So John was, as usual, was awesome and drove through the, rain and snow. It wasn't really snow, but rain and storms and whatever to get us back here in time to do the chat, because I kept saying, oh my gosh, what if there's no reception on the road and it's going to be terrible and I won't be able to see anything and I don't have a lot with me and blah, 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 blah. So it was going to be really bad. So he busted it and got us back here. He got Dusty and I back here like 15 or 20 minutes before the chat started. So we came flying in, threw some stuff down. I went potty first and then we started the chat. So it was a little harried last week. So thank you to everyone who sat through that last week. Hopefully I was making sense. Hopefully I wasn't babbling too much. Since I don't have it up on YouTube yet, I haven't gone back and watched it. But last week was Be Sugar Savvy. That was our topic last week. And so, and look, see? Okay, so when we did the chat last week, I had, and it's over here somewhere, I had the printed out version that Orlando Debbie had printed for me because I didn't have it for my meeting yet. I keep telling you all, if you go to a physical meeting, if you've missed a week, ask the receptionist if they have any extras of the week that you missed. We always have, they have a table out at our meeting place that has like probably the last 3 weeks. It'll have like this week and then like the 3 weeks before that so that we can pick up copies that we've missed. So I have mine now from last week. Y'all know I love to keep them. I have my little stack over here is probably this thick now. I need to do something with them, but anyway, so last week was Be Sugar Savvy. If you are online only, or if you do e-tools, you can get these off of online. It's easiest if you go onto an actual computer and go to just WeightWatchers.com, log in with your login information, and go ahead and download that. And then one of the girls in our If You Have an Egg group has been graciously uploading them every week. She has been uploading the link to the past one so that y'all can go back and pull those up. But last week was Be Sugar Savvy. And we talked about, eating sweets. Fortunately, sweets is not my big, thing. But yeah, Lynn says it was like I was in a sugar rush last week. Yeah. So... Sorry, it is so hot. It's been so hot and we walked so much today that I'm drinking this. I don't even have any of my cute little mugs out. I'm just like chugging this bottle of Trader Joe's Mountain Spring water because it's delicious. Okay, anyway, so the sweets thing. Yes, and yes, Melissa, it's chips for me. Definitely 100% chips for me. So we were talking about, being able to fit sweets in, that you need to be able to fit sweets in. So does anybody remember what your homework was last week? Now, Casey and I partially posted a little sneak preview, and I promise we will be doing that too with our new toy, and you'll know. Probably won't let her play with it tomorrow because she's got to get payroll done for the granite company tomorrow. But once we get the new toy up and running, then you'll know. And Julie says it was 100 there and all week 104 or better. Blah. Yeah, and Casey knows. Casey, you know what the homework is. You did the chart. But anyway, so the homework for this week was, Kelly McNamara said, I was on Market Square last night around 5 to 8, kept an eye out for you and Dusty. So let's see, last night was Saturday from 5 to 8. I would have been at Nana's, sorry. You would have had to have been at Island Home Health and Rehab to see me from 5 to 8 last night. But I was probably down there. I walked Dusty where they have Gay Street closed off. Yeah, I walked him down there last night after 8. Okay, anyway, so your homework for last week was to do the chart that I only gave you a sneak preview of and didn't actually give you a chart to do. But on your chart, it basically was to either pick something that, like if you were out and you saw something, like let's say you were walking down downtown Knoxville and you walked past, there's a new candy store on Gay Street. I can't think what it's called, but Kincunnins or something like that. So let's just say, for example, if we were walking past that and there's a guy standing in the window making stuff, like he's making fudge or candied apples or something like that. So let's say I'm walking by and I see the guy doing that and I think, ooh, yeah, he's making caramel apples. And if you really want one, this was your homework. So if something like that happens, Jan Lynn says, is it worth it? So what I would need to do to have successfully completed my homework is to go, oh, yeah, I really want a caramel apple, and then go, oh, stop, hold on a second. How many points is that going to be? And then attempt to find the points or something close, see how many points it is, and then think, decide yes or no. Is it worth the points? And if it was no, then don't eat it. If I thought, yeah, I could do that, or I could share it with somebody maybe, and go ahead and get it, then take a bite or two and decide, is it good? Or is it really not what I expected? And if it's not what you expected, or it's really not good, and I know you just spent money on it, and I'm so sorry, but just because you spent money on it doesn't mean you need to eat it. But if it's not good, then don't eat it. If you do think, oh wow, that's really good, then eat it. Anyway, so we did this whole chart. And so hopefully you all were able to use the tester version, the cheater, or not cheater, but the preview version of the chart. But yeah, when we get the toy out, you will have a chart, and you'll have a chart that you can print out and use for yourself. Yeah, so Popsicle figured out, she did that with Good and Plenty. Nancy did that with a donut. Betty said the chart helped her this week. So yeah, girls who did your homework this week, so if you used the chart, even though it was kind of sketchy, and you had to kind of look through where I had proof written on it. So if you used it, bravo sticker. You did your homework. Very good, girls. Okay. And this is perfect because we have like 15 minutes to talk about this week's topic. And that's probably exactly how much time that we need for this week's topic. So yeah, and Sybil's got something long about Cold Stone because it's got to read more on it. So I'll have to go back and read that later. This week, the topic for this week is boost self-esteem. Okay, so who's ready for a long story? I know I talk a lot and I know I talk fast, but this is going to be, it won't be too long because we only have 15 minutes left, but who's ready for a long story? Because we got to talk about self-esteem. Thank you for letting me get another sip of water before I start this long story. Okay, so this week's topic, boost self-esteem. So I know some of you are thinking, what does that have to do? What does that have to do with Weight Watchers? What does self-esteem have to do with Weight Watchers? And I hear this all the time. When I lose weight, then I'll have good self-esteem. Okay, that's not how that works. That's like saying when we have all of our bills paid off, then we'll have a baby. Or when I'm independently wealthy, then we'll get married. You know what I mean? There's a whole lot of things that if you wait until all conditions are perfect, it's never going to happen. If we all wait until we're independently wealthy, there would be no marriages and no children. And if we all waited until we were at our goal weight, then, we would never, if we waited until we were at our goal weight to work on our self-esteem, most of us, it's a long journey, a long journey. I hate to say it that way, but for most of us, it's a long journey and it's a long learning, experience and things like that. So, it is very important, having good self-esteem, is very important, and it has nothing to do how other people value you and how you value yourself has absolutely nothing to do with how much you weigh. It has nothing to do with how tall you are. It has nothing to do with what color your eyes are. It has nothing to do with any of that, So what we're going to talk about tonight is self-esteem. So I've got a short story, a long story, and then a short story. Okay, the short story is about y'all know how much I love to tell stories. So the short story is about our leader, Gwen. When she started, and y'all know how much I love Gwen, and if you want to see a little bit about Gwen's story, that is on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and if you look under the story behind the egg, it talks about Gwen a little bit. So she's the whole reason I started this. But anyway, so my faithful leader, Gwen, her husband is a civilian, which means that he is a tiny, tiny man, and he just doesn't really think about it. Like, he doesn't think when they go to Free Pie Night at, thank you, Casey, for posting the website. When they go to Free Pie Night at O'Charlie's, then it doesn't even occur to him, oh, I should only eat a couple of bites, whatever, he eats like 2 to 3 bites, and he goes, yeah, that was pretty good, and he's done. Okay, that's a civilian. A civilian is someone who has no idea. They've never had to lose weight. They've never needed to lose weight. They've never even, it's just not an issue. They just don't think about food that way. So her husband is a civilian. Her and her mother are not. And her and her mother both struggled with their weight for years and years and years and years and years. Well, when Gwen decided to join Weight Watchers, it was because her mother had secretly, behind her back, had joined Weight Watchers and had lost quite a bit of weight. And then she came to visit Gwen, and she brought her what she called her fat clothes. So she brought those to Gwen thinking that she was helping. She wasn't trying to hurt her, she thought she was helping out, bringing her clothes that were now too large for her, and it really, really hurt, really hurt Gwen's feelings. So the first time she joined Weight Watchers, it was because her mother was losing weight, and Gwen didn't want to be be left out, and it just, kind of hurt her feelings. So anyway, she's like a lot of the rest of us, a whole lot of the rest of us, she lost real quick and then she gained it all back. And then she lost real quick and then she gained it back plus a little bit. And then she lost some more, lost gain. And so she was having one particular time, one of the times that she joined that she was, and hey Ruth, I missed you. One of the times that she joined, she was determined. I mean, she was absolutely determined. I am doing this. I'm going to do this, as Bob is my witness, and who knows what that's from. But anyway, as Bob is my witness, I will do this. And so in the morning, and that was way back in the day when we didn't even have, points. You had to eat tuna so many times a day. You had to eat liver. I mean, trust me, freestyles. Amazing. But anyway, so she was doing really great in the morning. She was staying on plan, on task, strict. She was getting it done. And then for lunch, she was on the money. It was all to the letter. Everything was to the letter. And then about 2 o'clock every day, she lost her mind, and would just clean out the pantry, clean out the fridge, just eat whatever. And then by the time her husband got home from work, she'd be laying on the couch crying, because she'd had a great breakfast. And she had a great lunch, everything was great. And then at 2 o'clock, lost her mind, binge ate, and cried every afternoon. And finally, one day when her husband came home, he said, Gwen, honey, I gotta tell you something. He goes, I love you. And I honestly do not care how much you weigh. Doesn't matter to me. This is how much you weighed when we got, when I fell in love with you. This is how much you weighed, when we got married. It really does not matter to me how much you weigh. And he goes, but I'm having a really hard time liking you right now because you're beating yourself up and you're crying every day. Wow. So Gwen was putting all of her, this very, very wise woman was putting all of her self-worth, she thought, for her, to her husband, all of her worth to herself and to her husband, she was basing it all around her weight, and she was making herself crazy. I mean, literally was kind of making herself crazy and was making herself miserable. And even though her husband did and does still love her, he really didn't like her then, so he would have rather she'd just stayed the same, and been happy instead of killing herself and crying every day. Okay. Believe it or not, that was the short story. Okay, here's the long story, and then there's a short story to go with the long story. And I'll try not to make it too long because it's already 8:52. Okay, so here's my long story. So y'all already know, if you've been around very long, y'all already know that I weighed 76 pounds in 1976. And I only remember that because it was 76 in 76. I don't know if that was good, bad, whatever. But I was thin when I was younger because I was sick a lot. Thin when I was younger. Thin, I didn't think I was, but I was thin through middle school, and thin through most of high school. So I weighed like 118, 120 when John and I started dating, and that was the first year that Domino's delivered pizzas. And it was the first, well, for us anyway, for our town, it was the first year that they delivered pizzas. And it was we got the first video store. It was called Video Village. And so we spent the first summer of our dating life getting a pizza almost every day that summer, having it delivered, and getting a movie from Video Village for this VCR that was that big. I mean, it was huge. But anyway, so I gained, probably, 15 or so pounds, but I still, I thought I was huge, but I was still, fairly thin, but of course I thought I was huge. Then we got married, and we dated for 6 years and got married. And then 5 years later we had Casey. And when we had Casey, I managed to somehow managed to keep myself and I don't know how I did it, but I managed to keep myself to never crossing the 200 mark. that just, I don't know, and there's nothing wrong with being over 200 pounds. I'm just saying for me, I don't know, that was a magic number in my head that no matter how much I weighed, I could somehow keep myself right below that, just right below it. But when I had Casey, I actually, within probably 6 months of having Casey, weighed more than when I was pregnant with her. So instead of having a baby and losing weight, I had a baby and gained weight. And when I gained weight after I had Casey, what do you think happened to my self-esteem? It went. So instead of celebrating a beautiful new life and a beautiful new life, since my weight was doing this, and so my self-esteem was doing that. And I also have a sleep disorder that back then I didn't know I had it, so I didn't have any medication. And I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know it was a sleep disorder. I thought it was just me. I thought I was lazy because if I sat down for too long, I would fall asleep. And so in order to keep myself awake, because I had a new baby, and especially when she started crawling and and toddling around, I couldn't sit down and fall asleep. She'd kill herself. She could die, whatever. So we would go. I didn't know back then that was a defense mechanism to keep myself awake. Because if I'm up moving and talking, then I can stay awake. If I sit down, unmedicated, I will go to sleep. So the more I ran around with Casey and took her out, the less my housework got done. The more I ate out. The more, I'll let everything else go. I stopped wearing makeup. I stopped cutting my hair. And it wasn't a good not cutting my hair. I mean, it was just long and stringy and I didn't do anything with it. I started wearing sloppier and sloppier clothes. It just, my weight was doing this and my self-esteem was doing this, even though it should have been going up. Well, to complicate matters, when Casey was, when she was born, all of my friends were, several of my friends were also having babies, and they were all, my other friends who had babies, let's just say, and if there's any guys here, so sorry, but they were all blessed with the ability to nurse. I have one very dear friend. She's my best friend forever. She probably could have fed a small village. So I see all these other new moms who are, their babies are just latching and they're thriving and they're doing great. And Casey and I sit and cry at each other every 2 hours. And then John gets frustrated and then I give her a bottle and we wash everything up and I sleep for 15 minutes. And then we start this vicious cycle all over again 2 hours later. So we did that for a couple of months. And then John and I finally had to say, that's it. We quit, we cried uncle, we threw up the white flag, and we went ahead and switched her to formula. And the formula did not agree with her at first, so we had to switch her to soy formula. Well, boy, did I feel like a failure, because everybody else is feeding their children with their body, and I'm not. And I can't even get her the right kind of, the right kind of formula. So here again, my self-esteem is going, and my weight's just doing this, they're doing this. So that went on for years. And the more my self-esteem went down, the less time I spent at home, the less time I spent working on me or working on anything in the house. You can ask my accountability buddy, Karen. I got to where I would let you inside, I would let people inside the front door, and that was it. Or you might be able to go from the front door into the kitchen, maybe. But I sure wasn't going to let you into any of our living spaces, and I wasn't going to let you upstairs. So my self-esteem, what I thought about myself, instead of thinking I brought this beautiful, John and I, and God and Jesus, brought this beautiful, beautiful, amazing, wonderful child into the world. Instead, my self-esteem kept going down and my weight kept going up like this. But still, somehow, I kept myself, 198 was the highest on record, that I had. So I'm going to join the other short story with that before I tell you what all this is to mean. Casey is experiencing some of that same thing. Sadly, she got my, not going to do so well in the nursing. And Casey, you were the best baby ever. You were the best baby ever until Alyssa was born. She's legit the best baby ever, because she never cries. But anyway, so Casey sadly got my and not going to be the mom that can nurse Gene or whatever that is, inability or whatever. And she got upset. She was frustrated. Nothing I said could alleviate her anxiety about it. Nothing I said could make her know. I tried to tell her it happened to me, it happened to you, it's okay, whatever. But nothing I could say or do was going to help her to understand that that she's being a good mom. But what Casey did though, instead of what I did, I let my self-esteem go, and I kind of started closing everybody off, and I let my circle of who I would, interact with get about, this big. Casey's not done that. So she's, asked opinions. She's, gotten information. She's, she knows that her, she sees that her baby's thriving. She takes everybody else's, wow, my gosh, she's doing great. She's getting big. She's, interacting. She's beautiful. She's gaining weight, whatever. And it took her a little bit, didn't take her as long as it took me, but she is not letting that let her go down the same path, that I went down. So to shorten the story just a tiny bit, obviously Casey's fine. She grew up. She's good. All that worrying and fussing and closing people out and, being, worrying about them being judgmental. And thank God Facebook wasn't around back then, or I would have just been over in the corner, going, oh, I'm the worst parent, ever, because now everybody's all up in your business. But I also found out what I took a little time for myself. I finally got tired of being tired. I got tired of having to talk and run and whatever to keep myself awake. And I went and got tested 20 something years ago, and I have medication now. I've been taking the same medicine for about 20 years. So I stopped and took the time for myself. Do I still do some of the things that I do as a coping mechanism for my sleep disorder? Sure. Yeah. Everybody thinks that I run because I'm super helpful, super motivated, super whatever person. Okay, let's be honest. I run like myself like crazy. Yes, I do love to help people, and I do like being busy, but that's still the best way for me to stay awake. So all of that said, hopefully, and I'm not trying to make this just about me and Casey, but hopefully, me having that experience, that when Casey had that experience, that she saw, okay, it's not, no one is looking at her. No one is looking at her under a microscope, and no one is looking at you under a microscope and saying, hey, you only lost 2.2 of a pound this week. What's wrong with you? No one's doing that. I promise you may not, even if you don't have a bunch of people around you that are proud of what's going on, I promise you have at least one person. You have me. I'm proud of what you did. I'm proud of your accomplishments. I promise you've got some other girls here in the group, either here on the public page or in our closed group. I promise you've got some other people that are looking at what you're doing and they're thinking, wow, look at that choice that she made, or, they may not even realize that they're being proud of you for making a Weight Watchers choice. But I promise you that there's at least one other person, because the one is right here. Yeah, everything you all tell me, even you might think it's the tiniest thing, but when you all send messages and you comment on things like this and you say, hey, people were pushing me, they were pushing me, and saying, you have to get this done. And I said, and y'all send messages like, and you know what? I just backed up and said, no, I really don't have to, I need 30 minutes to myself today. So I'm going to take 30 minutes to myself, or you make a good choice like that, or you take time to go try on some clothes that fit. Even if you're not at your goal weight, if you just go like to Goodwill or somewhere, and I get these messages and you all say, oh my gosh, I went to Goodwill and I found 2 pairs of pants that are 2 sizes smaller than what I was wearing before, because you need your in-between pants. That's a proud moment. So you've at least got one person who's proud of you, and I promise you have more, you have more than one. So your homework for this week it's all about boosting your self-esteem this week. A couple of weeks ago, one of the things that I had you all do was to name 3 people who were an inspiration to you, who you found inspirational, and to write down some things about them that were inspirational. You all did awesome. That was probably your best week ever on turning in homework. Probably your best week ever turning in homework. Not one of you all said anything, any of the people that you chose, none of you said it's because they have a tiny waist or because they wear a size 5, 7, or 9, jeans, or because they, whatever. No one listed a person or, one of their attributes, because, that had anything to do with their weight. So what your homework is for this week is, it's in your weekly. So if you have your weekly, open it, use it. I feel like Casey knew, I feel like, seatbelts, use them. But anyway, so use your week, get your weekly, use it. But what I want you to do for your homework this week is on page 3 in your weekly, it says what to do, boost your self-esteem. It's like a simple math problem. Subtract self-judgment and criticism, add compassion and kindness. One way to do this is to see yourself as a friend or a relative would, with love, appreciation, and acceptance. Find a quiet spot to sit and reflect for 5 minutes and try it. So this is your homework. This is what I want you to do. Find page 3. So find your weekly, find page 3 of it, and it has 4 things to do. The first one is think about someone who cares for you. So it could be, your husband, your child, like, Casey. I know she cares about me. It could be a friend, my best friend Melanie, my accountability buddy Karen. We care about each other. So think about someone who cares for you. And they say this could be a friend, a relative, a significant other, a coworker, or anyone you know. So you know what I want you to do? Write their name down. So I want you to write that person's name down. Number 2 is to focus on this person for a minute, for 1 minute. You can do that. Call up any details. Call up all the details you can in your mind. What do they look like? We'll just use Melanie for example. So we all say Melanie, short, red hair. So she's really short and she has red hair. How tall is she? Really short. She's like 4'11", I think. She's really short. What's her eye color? She's got brown eyes. Do they smile? Yes, she has the most infectious smile you've ever seen. What does her voice sound like? To me, it sounds like butter, and it sounds like calm and sanity, because she has talked me off of many a ledge. And what is their personality? So Melanie's personality is way bigger than her size. So that was number 2. So I want you to write that down though. Number 3, consider what makes this person special to you. How does thinking about this person, how does thinking about them make you feel? Are you excited? Are you happy? Are you loving? Yeah, in case you just said Aunt Melanie, she does have a sweet, soothing voice. I cannot tell you how many times I've texted or called and gone, or she's just called me and said, okay, something's going on. I don't know what it is, but I can feel it. What's going on? So I feel excited. I feel happy. When I see her name come up on the caller ID, I don't go, oh, it doesn't matter where I'm at. I answer the phone when Melanie calls. Stop and imagine that you are that person. So that's the 4th thing, is you imagine that you are that person. So you start to see yourself through their eyes, and what do they notice and appreciate about you? Then shift your perspective. So your thoughts, your feelings, your behaviors, about yourself. And if it helps, write it down. And I love when y'all write stuff down. And our new toy is gonna let me write stuff down. And that's all I'm gonna say about it. So that is your homework for this week. And literally on cue, Dusty knows, wait, let's look at the new iWatch that has Buzz Lightyear on it. And who's next? Yep, there's still Buzz. And who's next? Oh, they're hiding. They're sneaking. Okay, anyway, so right on cue, Dusty knows it's time to wrap up. So thank you for the love bucks. Thank you for sending the hearts and the thumbs ups. More love bucks are to share this after we finish. And did you notice Facebook let us go the whole time? So is it the new phone? Does it like the new phone better than the old phone? I don't know. But anyway, we'll get this finished. Casey will get whatever needs to happen. I don't know, maybe since it's the new phone, maybe it won't be so weird when we upload it. I want you to do your homework. I want y'all to know you have at least one advocate. I know you have more than one, but you have at least one. But right on time, Dusty has come over to say his good nights. Come here, buddy. Yeah, he knows. He can tell time. I'm confident he can tell time. Oh, come here. Ugh. And I can tell that we walked a lot today. We walked a lot today because my legs are killing me. So here's Dusty. So Dusty is here to tell everyone good night, and he's here to tell you all to have an awesome and a great week. Oh, and here's Daddy. So he must be hoping that he's going to get to go out for another walk. But awesome. Carla was down 4.6 this week. Woo-hoo-hoo. So good night, everybody. Have an awesome week, and be sure and tune in Wednesday to hear how the next 5 days went after the phantom weight gain test. But oh, hey, Linda, it's good to see you. But anyway, so everybody have an awesome week, and I will see you next week. Bye. Oh, get rid of Mr. Heavy. Good night, everybody.